weather. It's a part of everyone's day. It starts conversations and ends baseball games. It brightens your mood and it ruins celebrations. Sometimes it decides your day, and sometimes it decides so much more. It's predicted every day, but still oftentimes unpredictable. And when you don't know what's coming, you can find yourself in danger. Even if you expect a storm, your next move isn't always second nature. But knowing what to do and where to go, well, it could save your life. Those answers and more next on Surviving the Storm. Few people understand how to survive a storm better than those who live on this street in Dexter. A tornado ripped through here at 165 miles per hour. Families shaken, homes destroyed, including this one right here behind me. But no lives were lost that day, and that's because they were warned. And that's what tonight is all about. I'm meteorologist Ben Bailey. Welcome to Surviving the Storm. Tonight we'll teach you how to survive severe weather season, beginning with the lessons learned right here 4 years ago on Noble Street. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. This EF3 tornado blew through Dexter, and on its way it took no prisoners. Trees, businesses, and homes leveled, ripped apart, and people left shaken and scared. The good news, no fatalities, because the residents were alerted in time and took shelter.
Scary as hell. That's all I can say. Grab the cat, go downstairs, and start praying, because I've never seen anything like this.
In total, the tornado in Dexter caused more than $10 million in damage.
I feel like I'm in a war zone. I don't feel right. I feel like I'm out of my body. I'm really, really sad.
That was then, and this is now. The people in the Huron Farms neighborhood have rebuilt.
They're completely different homes.
They have learned.
If you hear a siren, just go to the basement. Even when it's a false alarm or whatever, it's just so important to go to the basement and be safe.
But they will never forget.
The neighborhood just looked like from the set of Twister. You know, it looked like a movie set.
One of the houses that was hit the hardest was this one on Noble Drive. Chris Kramer and his family were not home when the tornado hit, but he recalls the scene when they returned.
I mean, trucks everywhere, news cameras. It was very overwhelming, and then we made it to the house, and I mean, it's just, you're in a state of shock. You see, lucky for us, there wasn't an emotional attachment. We'd just been here 8 months, but it's an overwhelming feeling seeing everything you have gone.
Everything gone, including a sense of security.
At the time, we had a 3-year-old son that didn't really understand it. He just knew the wind took all of his stuff, so thunderstorms and things like that became, a big event for him. And it's gotten better over time, but that first summer, I mean, you're on edge.
The tornado was so strong, it cracked the foundation, which meant a complete rebuild. So when plans were drawn up, Chris made sure that safety was a top priority.
Right under our front porch is, 4 concrete walls that we sort of, have as our little safe room.
Did you talk to the contractor about, or did he have any idea? He said, the walls need to be so thick, or they need to be made of...
There's no specifics. We just said we want it as safe as you can make it, and he said there's nothing going to bring these down.
Just down the street, Jen Klemkowitz and her 2 kids were in their house as the tornado hit.
We had the curtains open, and as soon as we saw debris start flying up in the air, we were like, leaves and such, we were like, well, let's get under the stairs and shut the door.
So you came out from downstairs and you came upstairs, and then what was your first thought?
And I came up, and I really didn't expect to see what I saw. I mean, like all of the glass from the front window, it was shattered all the way back to the back of the house.
So your level of fear and panic almost went up more so once you got upstairs?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, we were scared when we were in the basement, because we knew that there was really a tornado and people had seen it, and it was, in the neighborhood, and so it was scary, but I didn't really expect, that level.
Jen's lesson learned should be one that everyone can take stock in.
I'm definitely never going to take it for granted. You hear the siren, we go to the basement. We've talked about that a lot because that really saved everybody, I think.
As destructive as that storm was, there are very few clues still remaining of the damage after 4 years. As the weather continues to warm, it is likely your kids are going to be playing more outside, many of them playing sports. The question is, do they know what to do when Mother Nature changes things quickly? Do you know what to do? Our Brandon Rue has more on that story.
This time every year, youth sports in full effect and severe weather looming. So you got to make a choice. Do you play the game or not when storms are looming? Whatever it is, got to get home safe.
Clouds really came in super fast, downpoured on everybody.
Chris Novak works at I-9, which runs organized youth sports programs.
Whether it's soccer, basketball, baseball, flag football.
Mainly in Oakland and Macomb counties.
Shelby Township, Rochester Hills, Chesterfield, West Bloomfield.
The smallest yet sometimes hardest part of I-9's job is monitoring the weather.
But I want my child out here playing.
Keeping all those kids and their fans ahead of the storm.
Lightning. Anytime we see lightning at all, we either cancel the games right there or we'll send the parents and the kids to the shelter area.
Novak knows the lightning rule. It's the life-threatening risk in every thunderstorm, severe or not. Most youth programs track weather, have crews in place to warn during games, but here's something many youth sports programs need to remember.
Lightning can arc from a thunderstorm 5 to 10 miles away from the rain area. So if you wait until it starts raining, you've already put yourself at risk.
Rich Pullman is the warning coordination meteorologist at the Detroit Area National Weather Service office in White Lake. He says you not only have to rely on your eyes for lightning and your touch for raindrops, but depend on your ears, whether you're playing organized sports or a pickup game in the neighborhood.
When thunder roars, go indoors. It's as simple as that.
The common rule in Michigan sports outdoors, as it should be at your home, is to wait 30 minutes after the last clap of thunder sounds. Even then, I-9's Chris Novak says danger still exists.
If it's colder and rainy, then that's when we cancel games. We want the kids to be safe, have fun out there, and then not walk away with a cold or a sickness after the games too.
Youth athletes love to play in the rain, but slipping and sliding and splashing can lead to some serious injuries. As parents, we all remember playing games in the rain, and canceling games leads to layers of scheduling problems down the line. It doesn't matter. Safety first, and Novak says I-9 is doing something your local sports organization is either doing or should be doing.
We have what we call weather hotlines. So that way, parents, before they leave to go to the fields, or even when they're at the fields, we behind the scenes can update these hotline numbers. They can just call in.
Whether it's organized sports or anything outdoors recreational, your best line of defense, the Local Forecasters app. Just search WDIV. It's free. Radar, weather alerts, a detailed weather discussion to keep you ahead of the storm. I'm meteorologist Brandon Rue. Ben?
The weather can affect how you feel, and our Dr. Frank McGeorge explains why we're having such an early allergy season. Plus, the Zika virus is in the headlines, but it is not the only way mosquitoes can make people sick. Still to come on surviving the storm, what you really need to worry about with mosquitoes, and what all this rain can mean for your health.
The sun's surface temperature is around 10,000 degrees, and lightning's temperature is over 50,000 degrees. So it is a fact that lightning is hotter than the surface of the sun.
Andrew, thanks. And welcome back. We have moved into the backyard, and I'm here with Dr. Frank McGeorge. You probably wonder why the doc is in a weather special, but weather and your health have a big link.
No doubt about it. You know, we've had this recent cold, wet run, and when that happens, areas like this where there's yard waste grow mold. Anytime you have wet, damp, cold areas, especially when they're under shaded, that's when mold can grow. And mold is a huge source of allergies for a lot of people. So if you have areas with a lot of yard waste, you just need to get rid of them. You need to clean them up. And if you live near a wooded area, you just need to be aware that the mold is growing there. Because if you know it's there, you can stay away from it and try and limit your exposure.
And that's under the tree. When you talk about the tops of the trees, where the blossoms have come early this year because of the temperatures.
Yeah, right. We had that sort of early start to the spring, and then it's been cool, but the trees, they knew when to start, and they've basically come into full leaf, most of them. When that happens, of course, they begin to pollinate. So, you know, cottonwoods have already started pollinating. People with specific tree allergies, they're going to become allergic very quickly. So the main thing you need to be aware of is when the trees are in full leaf like this and the pollen starts to fly, you need to stay indoors, or if you're outdoors and you see that layer of yellow pollen on your car or wherever, you need to basically clean it off your body, get it off your clothes, so that you don't track the pollen from the outdoors to the indoors and convert an outdoor allergy to an indoor allergy. Tree pollen is the #1 reason for allergies in the spring.
Wow.
This spring, mold is also a problem, of course, just because of the unusual weather pattern.
Yeah, and the trees and the grass, they're loving all the rain that we've gotten.
Yeah.
But with the excess rain, it's sitting everywhere, and that's not good.
Yeah, exactly. You know, excess rain means standing water. Standing water means mosquitoes. And mosquitoes are a huge worldwide problem as far as transmitting diseases. But in Michigan, they are a very serious problem. And of course, you know, the one thing people are really thinking about right now, of course, Zika.
Zika, yeah.
But in point of fact, the mosquito that carries the Zika virus from person to person, Aedes aegypti, doesn't really grow in Michigan, but there is an alternative.
Good news.
The Aedes albopictus, which is sort of a close cousin, can make it as far as Michigan, but it's very unlikely that it's going to transmit Zika. I mean, we're going to have to wait and see how things develop, but as far as person-to-person transmission by mosquitoes, people are probably safe from Zika. The real concern, West Nile virus, and West Nile virus has been in Michigan for a long time now. We've got a lot of experience with it. There are other viruses that mosquitoes can carry too that cause brain infections, encephalitis. So the point is, you need to control the mosquito population just to avoid these things altogether. And the best way to do that is to eliminate standing water. And remember, mosquitoes can grow in an area as small as 1/8 inch of water. So that means something as small as a bottle cap or these little nooks and crannies. Mosquitoes can breed in them. You know, you have to go through your yard and areas around your house and look for, this is a small tire, but when it uses my tire, you have to empty the water out of tires. You have to empty the water out of every standing area. Otherwise, mosquitoes will breed. And once they're in your backyard, that means they can bite something that has West Nile virus and bite you too.
And kids' toys are a big culprit. You can employ them to help you control the mosquito population.
Absolutely. They need to go around and they need to clean up too.
All right. Dr. Frank McGeorge, appreciate it. Good advice. Coming up, believe it or not, the most dangerous weather event in the U.S. is flooding. In 2014, southeast Michigan was rocked by water, with highways and cities struggling to move. What do we know now that we didn't know then? Brandon Rue has that story next.
Not only have tornadoes hit large cities, but one actually hit Detroit itself on July 2nd, 1997. Now, you may remember this one. It's the tornado that damaged the Focus Hope building. So the notion that tornadoes do not hit large cities is fiction.
Thank you, Andrew. The rain can produce all sorts of challenges, but probably none bigger than flooding. We're seeing more and more huge storms producing record rainfall and flooding. And just 2 years ago, this was the scene of one of the most devastating weather events in recent history. Brandon Rue is here with more on what we've learned, and the advice can save your life.
And so as the thunderstorms develop,
August 2014, right in the heart of Metro Detroit.
they were slow moving and had a lot of moisture.
Weather Service meteorologist Rich Pullman confirms it was more rain than any of us expected and more than our ground could handle.
4 to 6 inches of rain over a short 2 to 3 hour window was absolutely incredible.
Weather, like real estate, is all about location.
The rainfall amounts, not only were they high for the thunderstorms, but they occurred over almost all of Oakland, Macomb, and Wayne counties.
Timing, too, was terrible, putting Interstate I-75 and 696 under feet of water at the worst time possible.
A lot of traffic on the roads right at rush hour like it was.
Images of the gushing skies bring haunting memories flooding back.
It was like, oh my God, flood. What do you do at that hour? Just try to go back to sleep, which I didn't. So today, consequently, I will be cleaning.
Try to make it out around 7:30 through here. I didn't realize how deep it got once you got down to drive, and it flooded my car instantly.
When the water was coming in and we were wet up to
past our knees, between our waist and knees, that's when I started to panic.
And items were floating in the restaurant, and it was very terrifying. That's when we panicked, when we had to sit on the table and put our feet on the chairs.
And just weeks ago in Houston, Texas, massive floods turned deadly as roads turned into rivers, bringing the ultimate dilemma. Do you just plow through it to get home to your worried family?
Turn around, don't drown. You just don't know how deep the water is. Moving water has a lot of power to it, so it can wash away the road. It can actually make your car float, and then it can be carried down a stream.
Pullman is a warning coordination meteorologist and says as little as 1 foot of water.
You can panic, you can get yourself trapped in a vehicle.
And your car or truck becomes a floating danger zone, and all bets are off.
You still don't know if the road's still intact because of a sinkhole being there, and you don't know how deep that water is.
Even roads that you know, plagued with pooling and ponding, can badly damage the car. All the while, safety may just be blocks away.
Whenever you see a flooded area, simply turn around, don't drown, find a different way to your location.
It goes without saying that flooding rains will cripple visibility, so slowing down can be life-saving. You make it home only to find...
In a widespread flood like that, we're going to have a lot of basement flooding, and we will have flood warnings to cover those types of situations.
The professionals will forewarn you about the weather, but don't dive into your basement to see what was destroyed or salvaged in the storm. Electricity and water are a deadly combination. Call an expert who will try to save your memoirs as you're alive to make more memories. I'm local forecaster Brandon Rue.
So just how dangerous is flooding? Well, listen to this. Flash flooding is America's #1 annual killer when it comes to weather-related deaths. The first step to surviving the storm is knowing it's coming. But what happens if you don't get the warning? Next, the best way to stay ahead of severe weather, no matter what time of day or night it strikes.
I'm meteorologist Andrew Humphrey, and here's our final weather trivia question. Fact or fiction, when a severe thunderstorm strikes, the order that the weather arrives in is rain, severe wind gusts, and then hail. I'll have the answer to that in a moment. The severest wind gust usually rushes out ahead of a severe thunderstorm and frequently hits before rain arrives. So this one is fiction. That's why you're putting yourself in danger by waiting for the rain to arrive before rushing inside. Not to mention the lightning threat.
As hard as we work to prepare you for severe storms and tornadoes, it's meaningless if you don't get the warning. Our Paul Gross has more on solutions to that problem.
Hey, thanks, Ben. Listen, when the weather takes a turn, everything you need to know is right here in the palm of your hand. So keep this in mind. If the power's out, your cell phone has the Local Forecasters app and the clickondetroit.com app. Both of those are available for free in the App Store. So again, if the power's out, this is your connection to us here at Local 4. You can get radar, you can get watch and warning information, everything you need right here on your cell phone. But what happens if your cell battery is dead? Or maybe you're sleeping and you're not even aware of what's going on? Well, that's where this weather radio could potentially save your life. Now listen, this thing sits silently in the corner of a room and it doesn't make a sound unless there is some information that you really need to know about. And best of all, you can program this radio for the county that you're interested in and for any watch or warning or advisory that you want it to warn you for as well. Now, this radio is available for a very special discounted Local 4 price at any ABC Warehouse or Meijer store, and that price will be available through midsummer. It's $29.99 for this weather radio here. That's $10 off the normal price of the radio. Ben?
2 of our more significant tornado outbreaks in the last 15 years have occurred at night. Weather radios can save your life. Thank you for watching Surviving the Storm. Remember, you can stay ahead of severe weather by watching our forecast on Local 4 and wherever you go by downloading our Local Forecasters app. Good night from here in Dexter.